Hi. Hola.
Hi, here's Mr. Dozy.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike MagistaX Proximo 2 indoors in the latest Heritage Pack colorway. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes. They do not come with any extras. And here is a look at the actual shoes, mostly white in color with a couple of accents. Very straightforward, but very good looking overall. Now in today's video, we are going to take a closer look at the colorway itself. We're going to be talking tech specs, performance. We're going to be taking a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as how they fit and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can check out the review page on my website. There'll be a little pop-up on screen. It'll also be the first link down below in the description. And on that page, you will find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $175 retail price. So again, if you're interested, pop up on screen, first link in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. Starting off with the colorway, as you can pretty clearly see, they kept things very, very simple. Now the idea behind all four shoes in the Heritage Pack is that they're inspired by classic sneakers from Nike, mainly through the 90s and very early 80s. So this one in particular is inspired by the Nike Air Max 180. Some of you guys may be familiar with that particular shoe, but like I said, what you get is a mostly white upper. You can see that it is a solid white Nike skin, although the actual Flyknit itself is also white. You have a little bit of gray running through the middle, as well as in the collar itself. That actually looks really good with all the white on the upper. White laces, white midsole, and then the majority of the outsole is also white in color, although it's a little bit off-white just because there is a difference in materials here. You have kind of a darker blue, almost like a navy, but not quite, in the form of the Nike swoosh on both the lateral and medial side. And then the heel counter is filled in with this kind of pinkish color. It's what they call ultramarine, and you also have that in the form of the MagistaX branding going down the back as well. And then those two blue and kind of pinkish orange colors are also featured there on the bottom of the outsole. So overall, very simple, very straightforward colorway. It's white, so it's going to show dirt pretty easily, especially the white rubber bottom. But in terms of just looks overall, I have to say this is my personal favorite looking MagistaX Proximo 2 that we've seen so far. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. The MagistaX Proximo 2 is essentially an indoor variation of the Magista Obra 2 that retails for $300 versus $175 for this shoe. So yes, it's expensive for an indoor shoe, but considering you're getting the upper of the $300 model, it's not that bad of a deal depending on how you want to look at it. This is the cheapest way to experience the upper of the Obra 2, I guess is the best way to put it. So what you're getting here is the same upper as the Obra 2 minus ACC all conditions control. Not something that honestly I would be all that concerned about. It's a very minor feature that it's arguable that it's not having any impact on performance at all. So to not have it on this indoor shoe, like I said, is not something that I think impacts the experience in any way at all. Nonetheless, you are getting a Flyknit upper with the very interesting kind of 3D effect to the actual upper itself. So it has this texturing to it where there's a variance in thickness of 4.5 millimeters. So you can see the raised spots, the very highest points, which you'll find right here as well as right here, will be as high as 4.5 millimeters away from your foot. And this is actual texturing on the inside and outside of the upper. So because of this, when you do make contact with the ball, this texturing kind of flattens out, giving you this dampened effect, almost a cushion sensation as well, but without adding actual cushion and actual bulk to the shoe. So it still has a relatively responsive, almost pingy sensation when you shoot the ball, but you're getting kind of a softer, dampened sensation when you touch the ball. So it's almost like a hybrid leather synthetic in terms of how it actually feels and reacts on the ball itself, something that I'm personally a very big fan of. It's comfortable, it feels very good. It doesn't really take any getting used to, but it's difficult to compare to anything else out there on the market right now, just because there really isn't anything else like it. So it's a very positive experience. My personal favorite Flyknit upper that we've seen from Nike so far, and it's just very, very impressive overall. So you have that Flyknit base, Nike skin covering as kind of a protective layer, and also just prevents the feel on the ball from being overly slick, which it otherwise would be if it didn't have this Nike skin covering. You're also going to find flywire cables that run from the base of the sole into the lacing system, acting as your structural support. There is also somewhat of a padded liner on the inside that does feel nice and comfortable against your foot as well. Super flexible, not a lot of restrictiveness to the upper. There's not much to break in here. And then of course in the non-structured area, you're going to find through the top of the laces area as well as in the collar, you're going to find elasticated Flyknit. So this is obviously stretchy, doesn't have that same restrictiveness or the same structure to it, I guess is the best way to put it. And with this area, it's just going to create that kind of sock-like sensation where you slide the shoe on, it stretches out and then kind of compresses back to shape like a sock would, and wrap your foot as perfectly as it possibly can. So with the collar, again, a lot of people view this mid-cut thing as kind of a performance benefit. There isn't a benefit to having the collar, it's more so just changes the fit in the heel area, which we'll talk about in just a second. But with the collar on this shoe, at least, it is different from all the other mid-cut models in that it does have a little bit more kind of dimension to it, in that it's not perfectly flat at the top. You can see it kind of curves at the sides and then curves down at the front and back, just giving for a more natural shape and a little bit more of a closer fit on your ankle, at least based on what I found. And the actual ankle itself bulges out on the side. So again, it's kind of more of a natural, anatomically shaped collar as opposed to just being kind of a perfect tube like you'll find on the other models. You have an internal plastic heel counter. Inside there is a smooth synthetic suede liner with a decent amount of padding. The comfort in the heel area is actually very, very good for a mid-cut model with this particular shoe. Insole fully removable. It features a mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, and it's just a single layer of this yellow foam. Nothing too fancy, but it does get the job done. And then moving on to the midsole, you're going to find that this does have the most significant underfoot cushioning of, I guess, the 4 silos. It's kind of the same as what you'll find from the Tiempo X model as well. So I guess this and the Tiempo X line will have the most significant cushioning, but basically it's a lunar lawn foam, which is a higher end foam from the Nike brand. You'll find it in a lot of their running models. And what they've done here is they've given you a foam that does provide very, very good impact protection throughout the entire foot, but at the same time, it doesn't feel mushy, it doesn't lack responsiveness, and you're not overly high off the ground. I know some people like being really, really low, and if that's you, maybe these aren't the best option, but for the most part, in terms of being comfortable underfoot, in terms of giving you that impact protection, and at the same time being responsive and kind of feeling light on your feet without the outsole feeling mushy, that's kind of what you get from this particular outsole. You can see right around the toe box area, the outsole does lip up, so you do have that solid rubber going through the forefoot and toe box area with nylon reinforcement in the stitching as well. So that's going to really enhance the overall durability and lifespan of the shoe, in that it's very unlikely to separate here at the toe box forefoot area, which is obviously a very important thing if you're spending $175 on a single pair of shoes. And then moving on to the bottom, this is the indoor variation, and for the Heritage Pack, it is indoor only. They did not make these in turf, so keep that in mind. And you can see the indoor bottom, they've gone for this kind of interesting, almost like wavy pattern, I guess is the best way to put it. Not really sure how you would describe this, but you have these little lines. It doesn't look the most effective, but it actually works quite well on indoor courts. I think for a street soccer type environment, especially if it's concrete, asphalt, whatever it may be, this is going to hold up really, really well just because it's a fairly dense pattern. There's not a lot of kind of thin strips of rubber to break down all that easily. And you can see around the edges, it is a lot more solid, which is also going to enhance the overall durability, again, in kind of a street soccer type environment. So overall, traction works good, can't really complain about it. It's on par with other indoor models from Nike. And like I said, there's not too much to complain about here. So that's pretty much it in terms of what you're getting from the Proximo 2 Indoor, the MagistaX Proximo 2 Indoor. And again, if you're looking for an indoor variation of the Obra 2, this is exactly what you're looking for. In terms of weight, the MagistaX Proximo 2 isn't overly light, but I wouldn't say that it's heavy either. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9.5 US We're going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 10.05 ounces, right at the 10 ounce mark, the equivalent of 285 grams. So again, in comparison to, for example, the firm ground Magista Obra 2, these do weigh quite a bit more. And the reasoning for that is the indoor outsole and midsole, especially the rubber on the outsole. There is a pretty significant amount of it, which does increase the weight, but it also increases the lifespan of the shoe. And given that this is designed for use on concrete asphalt in a street soccer type environment, you need that extra rubber that, yes, is going to increase the weight, but it's also going to significantly have an impact on the overall durability of the shoe, which again is important at this $175 price point. So while they're not necessarily weightless on your feet, I wouldn't necessarily describe them as heavy either. All right, so here is a look at the MagistaX Proximo 2s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock white laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of white with black dots premium SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. You can go there by either clicking the little pop-up on screen, or it'll be linked down below in the description. So if you're interested, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, the overall shape and general fit is very, very similar to that of the Magista Obra 2 in the firm ground, soft ground, or AG variation. So that's definitely a good thing. It has a very high quality fit. The shoe is quite comfortable out of the box. The upper is nice and soft against your foot. Pretty flexible. There's not a lot of stiffness to the midsole. It maintains good flexibility as well. Really solid underfoot cushioning. As far as the heel area is concerned, because this is a mid-cut model from Nike, it feels pretty normal for the most part. You should take things slow. As always with any new shoe, don't wear them straight into a game or something like that. But for the most part, they feel pretty good out of the box, and you shouldn't have too many issues as far as breaking is concerned, given that they fit you properly. As far as width goes, they're a decent width overall. They will fit most people. You're not going to get much stretch out of this upper, but as long as you don't have extremely wide feet, you're probably not going to have any issues fitting into this shoe very comfortably. And as far as sizing is concerned, just like the other Magista models, these run a half size small. So instead of wearing my usual size 9 US here, I bumped it up to a 9.5, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going a half size up in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that's it for my review for the Heritage Pack Nike MagistaX Proximo 2 Indoors. If you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website, which you can get to by either clicking the little eye on screen or clicking the very first link down below in the description of this video. And on that page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $175 retail price. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.